Back again with the main man, Patrice Belbioc, and we are here with the classic Windsurfer. There's a few of you might have had the first Windsurfer. Let me know in the comments if you have. But just give me a little bit of an explanation how the Windsurfer class is working at the moment. And then we've got a little bit of a kind of play on that with the Deafy Wind here, which you're going to talk about. So how is the Windsurfer class working at the moment?
Well, Windsurfer class is a one design class, so everything is identical.
Okay.
The board comes with the board comes with the standard plastic fin, the decker board. And that's pretty much it. And then one 5.7 sails with a dedicated boom, a dedicated mast.
So if you buy a Windsurfer, you can buy the whole package. What's the price? Do you remember?
It's around 2,500.
Yeah, and that's everything. And then you are basically ready to race. You can turn up to the Worlds, the Europeans. You can turn up to your local club if you've got one. And they are sort of building up in certain clubs around the around the world. I've kind of heard of that. And that is actually a growing thing. It surprises some people, but when you look into the details about the little communities that are going on and being able to race in any wind with just a very simple setup, it makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. It's by far the most sold board on the market, I would say.
Really?
I guess it's bigger than the IQ foil. You know, IQ foil, once you have the board, that's it. And the Windsurfer, people are still see, oh, the Windsurfer is back. No, it's been there for quite a long time now, but they just realize it.
Okay.
And the board has made a move too. It's a lot easier. It's a lot lighter than the original Windsurfer board.
Okay.
So that's class legal. You will go racing with weight class too. So the big guys with the big guys, light guys with the light guys.
Yeah.
It makes it very fair and really good, you know. So
I mean, anyone who follows the channel will know that I bang on about weight categories all the time, but it is true. You're a big guy. Me racing against you just doesn't seem right. You know what I mean?
And me racing against you doesn't make it right too, because you be flying around and me standing still, you know. So.
Agreed.
So the same is reverse is the same.
Yeah.
You know, so, but for here it's completely different. We are not class legal for.
So Deafy Wind, there is a category for Windsurfer LT, but it's not the official LT. You've added a few things in. So tell us what you've changed to this Deafy Wind class, let's say.
Well, Deafy Wind, I talked to Philippe Bruyre. It's a bit the Woodstock of the windsurfing. You know, the community is big. And the origin of windsurf remains on a windsurfer type of board. And windsurfer, I had for me all the right to be here. And we wanted here to make promotion of windsurfing. So this board is not the package is not class legal because I brought the G10 fin on top plus a little bit of a smaller sail, where you will extend your wind range by 10-15 knots, whatever the weight you are. And therefore, what we wanted to do with the G10 fin is tell the people, you will go to Port La Nouvelle, and you make the course on the fin. You won't use the dagger board. And the first few days before the race, I was sailing with Christophe Raguenon, former speed guy.
Yeah.
And we were going super quick, you know, people couldn't believe it.
How quick?
Long.
Give me some numbers.
Well, we were close to 28, 29,
really?
30 knots. Yeah.
Because I've seen Spotty over in Australia as well. He's been doing some pretty decent speeds on it. Like we were saying about the race board when we spoke earlier, it's quite narrow relatively, which means it's not slow.
It's a very nice longboard. It's actually really well designed, you know. And the board, if you go on flat water, even without foot straps, I mean, the board goes, you know. It's just a matter to get a bit tuned up, you know. You can, for reaching legs, you kind of have to on flat water, 30-35 knots to make the sails very flat.
I've got to ask you a question. Would you add a foot strap?
No.
No, okay. No. Just because I've never ever been on the new LT. It just hasn't happened. There's been times where I was going to, but it just never happened. And I always looked at it and I thought, I think I'd want at least a front reaching strap. Well, maybe not. Maybe that's part of the fun. I don't know. Was this interesting? Or one beating strap or something?
It doesn't feel like the board needs a foot straps because you kind of have to adapt all the time because the board can slow down pretty quick, can accelerate super quick, so you're moving your feet. That's the feeling it gives the board, but it also, you know, when you go very fast, actually your foot are moving alone. You know, you're a bit sliding, so you have to go back a little bit. Yeah, so it's quite...
I was thinking more for carrying it. I always remember the longboards, the beating strap was like the main thing for it, was picking the bloody thing up.
But the boards are super easy, you know. So the former Windsurfer board, it was a plank, you know, and you put it in the sun, it will be, you know, following the stones. And not those boards are full on high-tech construction, so the board feels stiff on the water, and like I said, the design is really well made. It's a very nice evolution.
Yeah. Do you know how many boards they've sold worldwide? Have you got those Cobra numbers? Because obviously Exocet have got the, I don't know what it is, license to make the Windsurfer. There's a few other brands have got it. You know, some are pushing more than others. But I was just wondering, globally, I wonder how many they've sold. I mean, I guess...
I don't know, probably a few thousand.
Yeah.
Easy. Easy.
Really interesting. I've seen a World Championships, Europeans. I mean, it's packed, isn't it? It's a really good turnout.
Yeah, fully packed. I think 2 years ago in Sicily, they had 400 or 500 participants, which is
amazing.
So it's a lot. It's a lot of people, even kids, and people find the concept really simple. We are not chasing after having the best equipment. We're chasing about racing with people of your own weight, you know, and that's why it's taking off so well.
And I've talked about this before, and I don't want this to come out wrong, so I apologise. Sometimes in my head, and it comes out, and I'm like, well, that sounded bad, but because of the sort of lower performance of the board, I'm not saying it's low, but compared to something else, when you've got a one design, the differences are very small. You know what I mean? When you see the IQ foil with foiling, the slightest difference in the foil can make a drastic difference. Whereas I always think with one design, you want it to be as fair as possible. And that's kind of how I feel it is with this. You're not seeing like back in the day when I was doing Mistral One design, people were weighing boards, trying to find balance points, you know, just all sorts of craziness. Does that happen in LT, or would you say it's fairer? Because I think that's one of the beauties of it. I feel like it is a more level playing field in terms of one design, which...
Well, for me, LT, if you compare LT to IQ4, for example, to access LT you can have access and race on the LT board after 1 month. IQ4 is so technical and so physical and lightweight. It's not even funny, you know, because you need to be born on those things like those skates are, and it remains a very super technical. And even IQ4 under 6-7 knots, you don't play, you don't foil, and this board will still be racing. So the wind range and of that board, of that concept, is huge, and that's what people like also. In 5-6 knots, you will glide, and you still have a decent speed, you know, of displacement. IQ4 is explosive. Either you move or you don't move at all.
That makes sense. It makes sense. Like you say, like biking has always been the one I've used. It's like you organise with your friends to go biking at 6 o'clock on a Thursday. You go biking at 6 o'clock on a Thursday. And with the LT, you can kind of do that. You go racing's Wednesday night at 6. You race.
Exactly. And like a guy like me, what do I like on the LT is to use the board in strong wind. It's really a lot of fun. Because the board you have to, it's kind of, you have to make a bit of to pilot the board, or to find the right trimming all the time, and no foot strap, jibing. You also have to jibe like a regular surfing longboard. So you press first on the board, you wait that it start to turn. You don't put your body into the turn already. If you do, you fall. When you tack your feet, you have to wait a little bit to tack your feet, you know. So everything is a little bit different. And it's like you have to be very precise in your movement, but you're learning a lot through that too, because you take and then a slalom board after, jibing becomes so much easier. It's like you have reached another level of jibing because of jibing without foot strap.
100%.
You don't engage the same way, you know. So you have to be careful, you position, tack, really fun.
Oh. Well, there you go. That is the LT Windsurfer. Let me know, honestly, in the comments below, have you been on one? Have you got a little community near you? Because it's definitely building up. Massive thanks to Patrice. Keep up the good work. We're going to go and do some more brands. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you do like that sort of thing, we've got this one up here. If you've missed that, did you miss that? Did you miss that video? Subscribe to the channel, then you won't miss any of them. And if you do like what we're doing, you can also chip in some beers.